Saturday in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, there was a rally. It was for Donald Trump, and it was hosted by our own Scotty B. Scott Brown, the titular senator from Massachusetts and New Hampshire, or the would-be titular head.
The way that sort of went down in a certain sense was it was just weird.
First of all, there should be a law where you cannot be defeated twice by girls if you're running for office. That's not.
That's just
it's reverse discrimination.
When you look at the founding of this country and just how far we've gotten with political correctness. Sorry, I was distracted by Kelly's technical mishaps over there. But if you look at how far we've gone with political correctness in this country, it's gotten to a point where you can lose to a girl.
Yeah.
You just can't have free speech anymore.
Are we going to have to soon refer to founding mothers? I don't think so. So here we go. This is what Donald Trump said about our own Scotty B, who has shown how adept he is at retail and wholesale politics, having nearly won twice. He nearly won in Massachusetts and nearly won in New Hampshire. Now, there's no doubt in my mind, everybody, I don't need to remind everybody, he owns a pickup truck. So there's that. This is what Trump said. Trump asked Brown whether he would consider running for public office again, and a member of the audience floated the idea of Trump Brown 2016. Vice President, said Mr. Trump. Hey, that sounds like it could. Hey, very good. And he said, hey, you know what? He's central casting. Look at that guy. Central casting, he added.
What I really
He's great guy, beautiful, great wife and family. So important.
He sounded like a little gay there for a second, but then he veered back to the wife, so it was all right. Another thing I like about Donald Trump is he repeats himself. So it's one thing to be you're great, and everybody's going to sort of be standing there what exactly is he saying here? I don't quite get it. But then he pauses and he goes, he's great again. And you're like, oh, I get that.
Also, people should think about the compliment involved in calling someone from central casting. Because if you were to say, you're from way out of town casting, or you're from, not near the middle, but, towards, the edges of casting, that's a bit of a slight. But when you say you're from central casting, it's you're from the casting right in the middle.
You're like the casting that's wicked awesome. Now, and the other similarities that we have is that, Donald Trump has talked about how effable his daughters are. My daughters are also extremely effable. And when you bring that together, you have a really powerful winning combination in a certain sense.
Look, there's nothing this country needs more than two white guys who are completely unqualified to hold executive positions in our government.
That's how you make things great again, in a certain sense.
Donald Trump, a billionaire. Scotty B, they used to pay him to sit on boards of companies that didn't even exist.
It was awesome. It was this dude in Florida called me, and he's like, we sell almost like a tree bark thing, something you think Ben Carson would be on, but instead he went to me. And then I did my fiduciary responsibility. I was like, guys, does this company exist in a sense? And they were like, absolutely. We're incorporated in everything. And I said, sounds like strategic plan in place. Check was in the mail.
Let's just listen to this for one moment, just to relive the glory days, because this is the idea that Scotty B is no longer on our national news on some type of regular basis. It's disgusting to me.
But the reason he's not in is because maybe they gave up on hope. And here's a good man, by the way. I hope you're going to do it again. Are you going to do it again? I hope. We got to look something. We got to get him back. And we're losing our good ones. We're keeping the bad ones. We're losing our good ones. But the right thing's going to happen, and we'll be behind him 100%. We have to, because, gee, Vice President. Hey, that sounds like a good, hey. Hey. Very good.
I love how Trump is like, vice president laughs, and then he goes, wait a second, no, I should pretend like I think that's a good idea. It's unbelievable.
You
This guy.
all are total morons. You mouth breathing.
I'm trying to figure out how I can express more disdain for you people, and I know what it is. I'll laugh at your idea, and then I'll pretend like I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, Mitt Romney really could use lessons from this guy.
Right.
The exact opposite. Like, yeah, I would totally pick him as my vice president. 2 out of 3 loser.
Right.
Not a winning tennis match if you take my meeting.
Right.
Ha 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 ha. No, but seriously, I would consider that, I guess.
I would certainly consider to allow him to shine my shoes.